Hello ladies, welcome to my channel. Let's get straight to the video. First I'm going to show you what color acrylic powders I used. They are from the Mia Secret collection. This first one is citrus, blueberry, and this next one I did not use. It's the green pearl. I just grabbed that one by accident. The next one is going to be ice cream. And I'll be also using orange. And then for the nail bed, I'm going to be using the Cover Nude Blush, also from Mia Secret, which is a pretty nude color that I actually love. And so you're going to start off with pushing back the cuticle with a cuticle pusher. You're going to do this very gently. This process shouldn't take long. All you want to do is just expose the new growth on the nail bed. And you can use any cuticle pusher that you have. The one that I have, I just grabbed it from my local drugstore. Nothing fancy, it gets the job done. And next, we're going to remove the shine from the natural nail bed. You want to use your 180 sanding band. And you want to do this very gently at a low speed. You don't want to cause any ring of fires. You do want to keep your sanding band moving. You don't want to keep it in one place. That's what's going to cause the ring of fires. If you keep it in one place, it's going to create friction and heat up. And that feeling is not very pleasant. I know because I've done it on myself. And so you're just going to want to do this to every finger, again at a very low speed. Make sure you get the whole nail. This is a precaution to prevent any lifting. And just in case anyone was curious, I am using my Red Iguana silicone hand, which I absolutely love and recommend. It's a realistic looking, it's very soft, and it's posable, and I love it. I would definitely recommend it. It is on the pricey side, but I think it's worth it. Alright, so now that we're done removing the shine from the nail bed, we're gonna dust off all the dust from the nail so we can glue on our nail tips. And I'm going to be using the Young Nails brush on glue, which I prefer. And you're going to want to size up all your tips. Make sure they fit sidewall to sidewall. If it's too small, you don't want to use that one. You want to go with the bigger size because you can always just file it down so they fit the nail. And we're going to do this with every finger. Alright, so now that we're almost done gluing on our nail, next is time to cut down the nail tip to the desired length. I personally like to use a nail clipper, straight edge. That is my preference, but you can also use a nail cutter. And then we're going to do this to all the fingers. And then also to make sure that the nails are the same length, what I did was grab two of my nail forms and stick them together. And you know how it shows the numbers on there? That's how I measure my nail tip. I prefer that instead of putting each finger together to make sure it's the same length. even though I still do it at the end, but this is my preference. I like to do it this way. All right, so now that we're done, we're gonna go into the shape that we want, which is the coffin look that we're going for. I'm just gonna cut the sides of the nail tip just to have less to file. I'm only showing me doing one side, but you want to do it to both sides. And next you're just gonna grab your nail file, which I use the Macart brand 100/180 file grit. You do want to keep it as straight as possible to the nail tip so you could get a crispier look. I still kind of struggle with that. It doesn't matter how straight I keep it, it just doesn't come out. But we're gonna just go ahead and keep practicing here. But if any of you have any more tips and tricks about that, just let me know in the comments down below. And we're gonna do this to all 4 nails. Alright, so now that we're almost done filing our nails, we're going to move on to priming the nail bed. I use the Young Nails Protein Bond, which I absolutely love. Since I've been using it, I haven't had any issues with lifting. And you want to put 2 coats on the nail bed. Because I didn't want to waste my product, I just, sporadically put a little bit on the nail bed. But you want to make sure you cover the whole nail plate to prevent any lifting. Alright, so moving on to the acrylic application, grab your monomer. I use the Young Nails nail liquid, which I like. I don't think the smell is that strong, which is good for me because I am home based. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we are going to use the Mia's Secret Covered Nude Blush. This is the brush that I use. It's the Young Nails Sculptor brush. I also use the Alpha size 8, but I prefer the Young Nails one. I haven't had any issues with it. And so we're gonna grab a medium bead and just place it right above where the natural nail and the nail tip meet. And you're just gonna wanna blend that back. So once you place the other bead on top of that one, it blends in perfectly. And then here you just wanna shape your nail bed. I'm still not that great at creating the nail beds, but I'm definitely getting better. And then you just want to pat it in, make sure that it doesn't run into your sidewalls, and just start shaping the nail bed. And then we're going to go ahead and grab another medium bead. And you're going to want to place this one right below the cuticle. You don't want to flood your cuticle with the acrylic, and you just want to push it up towards it. And then just brush it down to blend with the other bead. And then here you want to apply a lot more acrylic than less of it because you're trying to create your apex. if you do use a lot more, you can always just file it down anyways. It's better to have more than not enough acrylic. And so I'm going to be creating nail beds for the index finger and the middle finger. It's going to be the same process. Grab your medium size bead and just place it right above where the natural nail and the nail tip meet. The other two fingers, the ring finger and the pinky, those are going to be ombres. And guys, just a reminder, you always want to make sure you swipe your brush on your paper towel just to get the acrylic off your brush. You don't want any acrylic stuck on your brush. It will most definitely ruin it, but if for some reason you do have any, you can always just stick your brush in a little bit of acetone, and that'll get rid of the acrylic on your brush. But just make sure you keep swiping it on your paper towel. And just a little side note, you know how at the beginning of the video I picked up the wrong color for the green? I picked up the green pearl. Well, this is the one that I actually used. For me, a secret, the color lemon. This is the one that I actually used. So now I'm just gonna grab my nail file and I'm just gonna go around the nail bed just to sharpen it up a little bit. And I'm gonna do this to both nails, so I can get a cleaner look. Alright, so now that we're done filing our nail bed to get a nicer shape, we're just going to dust off the dust here, and we're going to get started on applying the acrylic for the design. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but we're going for this pom-pom look, and we're going to be using the colors that I mentioned earlier. What you want to do is just grab small beads of every color and start laying them on the nail tip, and we're gonna again do this to both fingers. And just a little side note here, you want to make sure that you don't grab your beads too wet, because you don't want them to run into the other color and they start blending in together. You want to try to keep the colors as separate as possible. Alright, so now that we're done with the other two fingers, we're going to do the ombres on the ring finger and the pinky. I'm going to start off with using the ice cream color, and I'm going to put this small bead where the natural nail bed and the nail tip meet, and I'm just going to start gently swiping it down. And then I'm going to blend up just so when you lay your cover color, you have a nice blend. And because I did use the clear tips, I am going to grab a little bit more of the ice cream color just because it's still a little bit transparent here. But I don't want to build up my nail with the color acrylic. I'm going to be using the clear for that. Okay, so we're done laying down the ice cream color on the ring finger. We're going to move on to the pinky finger, and we're going to be doing the same thing. You want to grab your bead and place it right where the natural nail and the nail tip meet and start blending down. And again, because I use the clear tips, I do have to use a little bit of more acrylic just so it won't be so transparent. And again, don't forget to wipe your brush on the napkin constantly and swipe down your sidewalls to preserve your nail shape. Alrighty, so now that we're done applying our color acrylic, we're gonna use our cover nude blush to create the ombre effect. And I'm just gonna place like a medium-sized bead, and I'm gonna start blending down. Again, I think I've gotten better at doing the ombres, but I still kind of struggle just a tad bit with it. But I'm definitely getting better. And then I'm just going to grab another bead, place it down close to the cuticle, and then I'm just going to push up the acrylic. And again, I'm going to gently just swipe it down to get that ombre effect. As you can see, I need some more cover color on the left side. We're going to get there, ladies. We got this. So if you do need more acrylic, there's no law saying that you can't. So just grab your bead and place it where you need it. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but my pinky was laying on the yellow acrylic and I messed that up. Mm. But no worries, ladies. Just grab a little bit of more acrylic and cover it up. And voila, it's gone. Alright, so once I fix that boo-boo, I'm gonna do the same as I did on the ring finger. I'm gonna grab my Cover Nude blush and place it where the natural nail bed is and that yellow acrylic is to get that ombre effect, and I'm just gonna gently brush down. I grabbed a good size bead, so just what I did, I was just pushed it up to the cuticle and I started blending down, and I'm pushing that acrylic in so it won't run into my sidewalls. And I honestly think this ombre went a lot better than my ring finger. I actually love how this one turned out. And I absolutely love the colors, very summery. And hopefully we can get out of this quarantine so we can show off our summer nails, since we didn't get a chance to show off our spring nails. Do you guys agree with me? Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so now that I'm done laying all my acrylic, we're gonna go ahead and cap all our nails with the Mia Secret Clear Acrylic. We're gonna do all 4 fingers. And the clear is gonna build your nail and your apex. And so here I'm just laying the acrylic down, gently brushing it down. Make sure you look at your nail at every angle, just so you can see if you're getting a smooth application, you don't have any lumps and bumps. I'm still a beginner, so I still sometimes do get those lumps and bumps, but it's nothing that a e-file, nail file can't fix. So just make sure to cover all your design, and again, you're going to do this with all 4 nails. And just to mention it here, the clear acrylic, I do use that just to build up my apex. You want to make sure that you have a good thick apex. That'll prevent your nail from snapping. So you want to make sure you have it nice and thick. And then also at the end of the nail tip, they say it's supposed to be as thick as the credit card, but I just like to go just a tad bit thicker. Again, it's all preference. Some people prefer the nail to be thick, others to be thin. So it's just all up to your client. And then here, I'm just gonna go ahead and shape my nail. I always start off under the nail tip just so I can get that straight look. And I kind of struggle here. I don't glue down my tips on my silicone hand. I feel like I'm gonna end up ruining it, so I don't glue them down. So I do kind of struggle here when it comes to shaping. But again, you do want to keep your nail file as straight as possible so you can have a nice crispy shape. And also, do any of you guys struggle with holding the nail file? I always struggle to keep a grip on it. Why? I don't know, but I do. And so once you're done filing your sidewalls, don't forget your free edge. You also want to file that at a 90-degree angle just so you can get a very straight edge and a crispier look. You guys see here, I'm struggling with that file. Like, I don't know why, but I struggle with holding it. Like, I don't know what way to hold it. Like, no way is comfortable. I don't know. All right, so once I'm done filing, I do like to turn the hand towards me just so I can look at the free edge and the sides just to make sure everything is nice and even. You don't want your client to leave with their nails looking crooked and not straight. So we're just getting the client's view right here. Okay, so now that we're done shaping our nails, we're just gonna go ahead and start filing around the cuticle to make sure it's flushed. Make sure you seal that cuticle to prevent any lifting. And I do want to apologize because I'm still getting familiar with the bits and what they are. But once I find out what it is, I will link all the products that I use in the description box. But here you just want to go from right to left, and make sure that cuticle is nice and sealed, again, to prevent any lifting. And you want to do this at a slow speed. I don't have it high. I don't want to cause any damage or hurt my client. Going around the cuticle is actually a very sensitive area for me. Like, I'm scared of hurting them, even though this isn't a sharp drill, but still I do take precaution to go at a very low speed. All right, so once I'm done with that bit, I do move on to the Carbide medium grit bit, I believe it is, but don't quote me. And I do go around the cuticle one more time just to make sure it's flushed. This bit is not round at the top, so you do want to be very careful and go slow. I feel like this one gets just a little bit closer to flushing it better because it is a sharp bit. And then I just go down the rest of the nail just to remove any lumps and bumps and make sure that my nail is smooth. And then I also go to the free edge and give it a little C curve just so it looks prettier. All right, so once I'm done using my drill bit, I do like to go back with my nail file and just reshaping the nail once again to get a crispier look, sharper look. And then I go around the whole nail just again to make it smoother and get rid of any lumps and bumps that I may have missed with the drill bit. So now I'm done filing. Now you want to go ask your client to go wash their hands to remove all the dust, or you can simply use an alcohol wipe. So this is how our nails are looking. I'm going to be using my Koopa gel top, and I'm going to apply this in all 4 nails. Once I apply the gel top, I do swipe down my side walls just to keep that shape. Okay, so once you're done applying your top coat, you want to swipe down the sides just so you can keep the shape of your nail. And then you want to pop your hand into the UV lamp for 60 seconds. So once you're done curing your nails for 60 seconds, you are going to want to take a lint-free alcohol wipe. And this is our final look. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.